A vital instrument is an inanimate object that has been imbued with a soul, or anima, through the deep care and attachment of its owner. What makes them special is that they're awakened through the will, emotions, and soul of their wielder. This process transforms a regular object into a powerful weapon. A very common topic of discussion when talking about vital instruments in gachiakuta is the Watchman series. Well, the Watchman series refers to a specific legendary set of vital instruments that are far more powerful and mysterious than regular jinki. Unlike standard vital instruments, which are created by a giver's emotional bond with an object, the Watchman series items are not created in this way. They are pre-existing ancient artifacts that have a deep connection to the history of the world, the sphere, and the ground. It's implied that the Watchman series is a complete set of clothing, with each piece corresponding to a different part of an outfit. Each item in the series possesses an extraordinary, almost godlike power that transcends what a regular vital instrument can do. They are considered ultimate weapons by some of the most powerful characters in the series. A key detail about the Watchman series is that they can only be wielded safely by individuals who have a hole or are missing something within themselves. If a person without this void attempts to use a Watchman item, they will go mad or suffer severe consequences. This is a recurring theme that links the users of these items. So right now, I'm here to explain the vital instruments in the Watchman series in gachiakuta. First would be Rudo's gloves, known as Watchman's gloves, are one of the most unique and powerful vital instruments in the world of gachiakuta. They are not a single weapon, but rather a tool that allows Rudo to create temporary vital instruments out of anything he touches. This ability is a direct reflection of his character and philosophy. The name 3R comes from the reduce, reuse, recycle principle, which perfectly encapsulates Rudo's deep-seated empathy for discarded objects. Unlike other givers who awaken a single cherished item, Rudo sees value in every piece of trash. His belief that no object is worthless is the source of his power. Rudo's ability allows him to draw out the latent anima from any piece of trash and give it a purpose one last time. This isn't just a power. It's a reflection of his trauma from being a trash person himself, someone cast out from society. How 3R works? Well, Rudo can transform and activate a maximum of 3 vital instruments at a time. This forces him to be creative with his combinations. The strength and specific function of the trash-turned vital instrument are heavily influenced by Rudo's thought or emotions at the moment of activation. A more advanced use of 3R is to stack all 3 charges into a single item. This drastically amplifies its power, turning something like a simple nail gun into a powerful cannon, as we were able to see in Chapter 75. This is a high-risk, high-reward move that he uses against particularly strong opponents. So what's the relation of Rudo's 3R gloves to the Watchman series? The gloves themselves are a piece of the legendary Watchman series. They were not created by Rudo's personal bond with them, but rather were a pre-existing artifact given to him by his foster father, Regto. This makes them fundamentally different from the standard vital instruments created by other givers. As we've discussed earlier, Rudo fills the requirement. As with all Watchman series items, Rudo can wield the 3R gloves because he has a hole or a profound void in his life. This hole is the trauma of being cast out as trash and the loss of his father. His ability to give value and life to discarded objects is a direct reflection of his own desire to find his place and worth in the world. Rudo is not well aware, but his gloves are the key that can unlock the secrets of the sphere, the ground, and the war between the two. Next is Zodal Typhon's Watchman's Coat. It is a piece of the Watchman series' vital instrument that is in the hands of the antagonist. Its power, while initially appearing straightforward, is a horrifying reflection of Zodal's past. So, the Watchman's Coat, also known as Mishra, is a huge, thick coat with a belt attached around the hood and rope that connects to 4 metal rings that hold up a large square plate at the back that has the Watchman series logo. The coat's core ability is to allow Zodal to consume and assimilate the properties of anything he eats. Once Zodal consumes something like a living being, its life instrument merges with its body and generates a mutation that manifests a characteristic of what it consumed, increasing its physical capabilities in the process. This ability isn't just about gaining strength, it's about morphing his physical form to reflect what he has ingested. Zodal's past is the key to understanding his relationship with the coat. He was born into the ground and, like all outcasts, was forced to live off scraps and trash. His mother forced him and his sister to join a cult that worshipped the trash dumped from the sphere, which was believed to be the offerings of gods. This created a massive hole within him, a deep-seated trauma and resentment towards the sphere, and a constant craving for true nourishment and power. The coat's power is tied to the act of eating, making it a mouth in the complete outfit of the Watchmen series. This aligns with the theory that each piece of the series corresponds to a different body part or sense, which items correspond to the 5 senses. Rudo's gloves represent touch, and Zodal's coat represents taste. Next is the Watchman boots. The boots are used by a character named Amo, a member of a group that specializes in using the sense of smell. The boots give Amo the ability to release a scent that manipulates a person's perceptions, memories, and emotions. By releasing a specific fragrance, she can trigger powerful, often overwhelming, feelings of nostalgia, fear, affection, or even rage in her opponents. This ability perfectly aligns with the theory that each Watchman item corresponds to a different sense. The boots represent the sense of smell, which has a powerful and immediate connection to memory and emotion in the human brain. Of course, as a Watchmen series user, Amo has a deep-seated trauma which allows her to use the vital instrument. When Amo was a young child, her mother, who was struggling financially, sold her to a trafficker. Her mother claimed that the man would love Amo, but this started a series of deeply abusive events that would define Amo's understanding of relationships. Because she was never shown unconditional love or affection, Amo grew up believing that the scent of love was something she had to find or create herself. This led to a twisted mindset where she equates a person's scent with their worth and their feelings for her. She uses the power of the boots to force others to feel love for her by manipulating their memories, effectively creating a substitute for the affection she never received. One day, 2 masked figures came in and gave Amo a pair of boots from the Watchmen series, telling her to treasure them until the time comes. After they left, Mr. woke up and violently demanded the boots back. While fighting with Mr. for the boots, Amo kicked him out of a window to his death. Next is the Watchman book. The Watchman's book was a vital instrument originally owned by Rudo's foster father, Regto. It is one of 5 exceptionally powerful vital instruments belonging to the Watchmen series, all of which contain an unlimited supply of thought or anima. The book's ability was to alter memories and perceptions, essentially rewriting what someone saw or experienced. Its power is speculated to be based on the sense of sight. Regto is murdered by the character known as the Angel, who steals the Watchman's book and pins the crime on Rudo. This framed murder leads to Rudo's exile to the ground. The Angel is later revealed to be Tamsy Keynes, a member of the Cleaners who has a sadistic goal of psychologically breaking Rudo. The book was used first before the main story begins. Tamsy uses the book during his attack on Regto in heaven. The book's power is used to alter the memory of Chiwa, Rudo's friend. When she later testifies about the murder, her memories of the event are clouded and distorted by the book's influence. Next is when Tamsy kidnapped Amo. He uses the book to further manipulate her. He eats a cake in front of her, an act that seems to confuse her. Also, Tamsy reveals that he plans to use the Watchman's book on Corvus, the leader of the Cleaners. Tamsy believes that tampering with Corvus's memories is the catalyst he needs to further his schemes against Rudo. It is theorized that Tamsy will use the book to manipulate Corvus's memories in a way that creates internal strife among the Cleaners or otherwise sets Rudo up for further betrayal and trauma. Tamsy can be considered the hidden main antagonist of the Ground Wanderer arc. He pretends to be an ally during all of the following arcs of the series he appears in, but is a major overarching antagonist of the series as a whole. Tamsi uses the book and other Watchmen series items to manipulate events and push Rudo toward his intended broken state. Tamsi is known to study and understand the Watchmen series better than most, suggesting he recognizes the book's immense importance in his plan. In the manga, the Watchman necklace is a vital instrument belonging to Countess Nock. Based on the 5 senses theory regarding the Watchmen series, the necklace's power is linked to the sense of hearing. By imbuing a random chord with his blood, Countess can turn it into a communication choker for use by others. The choker is a significant item on the ground, used by various organizations and civilians for communication. For 2 people to communicate via the chokers, they must both provide a drop of blood to their own choker, which fuses with Countess's blood. This allows them to hear one another through the chokers. Countess is able to mass produce these chokers due to the Watchman necklace's immense supply of anima, which is characteristic of all Watchmen series items. Of course, like all users of the Watchmen series, Countess is a giver who also has a hole that enables him to use the necklace. As a child, Countess was plagued by a weak heart, a condition that also afflicted and killed his parents. He was in constant physical pain and emotional distress, as his grandparents believed he was doomed to die young. Countess's father, before his death, gave him the Watchman necklace, which once belonged to the Sherbrooke family. The necklace had an anesthetic effect, bringing Countess some relief from his suffering. It also offered him a choice: become consumed by the pain and emptiness, or use its power to find a new purpose. Despite finding a measure of relief and purpose with the necklace, Countess's suffering intensified when he was encountered by Mimo. Mimo murdered Countess's family, stole his feet, and used his own powers to brutally torture and control Countess for 20 years. Countess's traumatic experiences forged his immense willpower for 2 decades. His desire for revenge against Mimo was the only thing keeping him alive. That ends our discussion of the Watchmen series' vital instruments. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe for more content. Also, which vital instrument do you think is the most powerful?